Top 10 Weirdest Rules in NBA. Number 10. Disaster Draft. If a tragic accident were to happen in which 5 or more players from a team were to die, an emergency disaster draft would be held. Each of the other teams would only be allowed to protect 5 players, and the team affected by the disaster would be able to draft from the pool left over from the teams. The pilot was able to somehow land in the middle of a cornfield, avoided a complete disaster, as well as the first disaster draft. Number 9. Banned shoes, besides Air Jordan 1. There are not many shoes made for basketball that received the ban hammer from the NBA. McCollum's recent signing with Chinese company Li-Ning. This is because of the company lock and load technology that supposedly gives those wearing the shoes an increased vertical. The league claimed that if players wore these shoes, they would have an unfair competitive advantage due to the technology. Number 8. Kicking the ball. The rule is actually regarding striking the ball. This means intentional punching, striking, shoulder bumping, or using any body part intentionally to alter the trajectory of the ball is considered a violation, and the ball is turned over. Number 7. Off the bounce shot as time expires. If the ball bounces on the ground before the buzzer, however, the player who attempted the shot should be considered the greatest H.E. player of all time for the insane legal shot. If a player were to knowingly attempt this and fail, there is no doubt Shaquille O'Neal would have some input on the play. Number 6. No Timberlands. David Stern's 2005 dress code reform, as a direct result of the Malice in the Palace, was outrageously strict on what players could wear in a business environment. "We're just changing the definition of the uniform that you wear when you are on NBA business," Stern said during a press conference regarding the new policies. Number 5. Out-of-bounds screens. The screen is a staple in basketball. That is out of bounds. This is ironically an out-of-bounds violation as opposed to being a type of foul. NBA.com does a perfect job explaining this rule with an example of Hasheem Thabeet attempting to free Kevin Durant with an illegal screen where he is out of bounds on the baseline. Number 4. Mandatory rest. The NBA is attempting to protect its players as much as possible. Another thing the NBA has put in place, according to a CNN article posted this year, is that NBA players must have 18 days of mandatory rest. Teams are not allowed to overwork their players to an extent, and this rule is in place to make sure. Number 3. No punches. Of course, players can't punch other players, or in Kelly Oubre's case your players, but they also cannot punch the ball. One is the unpredictability of a ball that is punched. It is more errant and could be a risk to fans. The NBA tries to keep fans as safe as possible, and this is just another measure in doing so. It would also make the game much more violent, as some players may react quickly if they see another supreme athlete running at them with a closed fist to poke the ball away, and completely miss them. Number 2. 10-second violation. This rule is not the number of time players have to get across half court, which was changed to 8, but rather the amount of time a player can take to do their free throw routine and shoot. The most notable player in this day and age to struggle with this was Dwight Howard, who routinely had close calls getting up his shot within 10 seconds. Number 1. Road team chooses opening basket. The jump ball is the obvious start to a basketball game, but there is something vital that happens before the opening tip. This normally occurs before any television coverage of the game during pre-game shoot-around. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button for more amazing videos and be sure to subscribe and share this video.